Hello everyone, welcome to Astronomical Image Processing in Sky Photo Trip 13th edition. Today we are going to discuss stacking in images plus software. So from the workshop at Majkhali, we have here a folder under Hyperstar. We imaged Rosette Nebula in Monoceros constellation. We have 99 images shot which are called light frames. Each frame is of 20-second duration at ISO 1600. We also have darks of 20 seconds. We also have flat frames from the same optical system. Let's start Images Plus. In Images Plus, you need to go in the pull down menu Image Set Operations and click on Automatic DSLR Image Set Processing. Here in this window of automatic DSLR image set processing, you have several tabs like process, light frames, dark frames and flat frames, and two more. Let us select the light frames. So these are our 99 Canon RAW light frames. Here you can see that 99 light frames have been selected. Then you go on to dark frames tab and select the dark frames. We have with us 10 dark frames. Then we will select our flat frames. So it goes directly in the flats folder because I have already done some work on this previously. Then we go to the process tab. Here you can see image set process type. I have selected digital SLR because our camera was SLR, digital SLR. And then you have frame type. We used Canon 60D camera along with Hyperstar. We are going to select bare at capture white balance. At the bottom we also have extra filters like normalize, grade. Normalize will, after the light frames have been calibrated with dark and flat frames, normalize functions will bring the brightness of each frame to average level. The function grade will check the ovalness of the star, whether they are round or oval, and if any frame is found to have oval stars beyond the permissible limit, those frames will be dropped. You can have automatic alignment of the frames, but I'm going to show you the process, so I haven't ticked this. And finally you can combine also. When we press the process button, the first thing that happens is the dark frames are being converted. The raw dark frames are being converted. If we go in the so you can see that here are the dark frames and here are the converted dark frames. Next, what is happening is that flat frames raw files are being converted to FITS file. So let us see in the folder. If you go in the flats folder, you will see that all these raw files from Canon RAW are being converted into FIT file. The next operation is convert light frames. There are 99 light frames which are going to be converted into FIT file. You can see that the process has started and the prefix added before the file name is CVT, which stands for convert. This is going to take some time. I'm going to pause the video and come back when it is about to get over. The conversion of light frames, 99 light frames, is about to be completed. The next operation that images plus will commence is it will combine the dark frames in an average fashion to build a master dark frame. Next, images plus is normalizing the flat frame. That means bringing the light frames to a equal value, equal brightness. There are 19 flat frames available with us. Next, images plus is combining the flat frames in a median fashion and producing one file called master flat file. Next, images plus is now calibrating the light frames, which means that it will subtract the dark frame and divide the light frame with the flat frame so that the entire field of view becomes of equal brightness and all the vignetting is removed. We can go in the folders for uh, flats and you can see that the intermediate files, converted files, have been deleted and only one master flat remains. Even in the folder for darks, you will see that intermediate files which were converted have been removed and one master dark frame is left. If we go in the rosette light frames folder, you will see that the prefix now given to the file is C, which stands for calibration, calibrated, underscore CVT, converted, and the original file name. At the moment, 99 light frames are being calibrated. I am going to pause the video and come back when it is about to get over. Now the calibration of 99 light frames is about to get over. The next operation that Images Plus is doing is bare light frame conversion. You see, in a digital SLR camera, each pixel has either a green filter or a blue filter or a red filter in front of each pixel. So a set of four uh, pixels which will have two green pixels and one blue and one red pixel will be only having, the green one will only have green value, blue will have only blue value. It won't have, these pixels won't have RGB values. Now the interpolation is going on. That means each value, each pixel will be given a RGB value and a color image will be constructed out of it. This is called bare light frame conversion. 99 light frames will be converted and the prefix given to the conversion will be BINT. I will pause the video for a short while and come back when the 99 frames are getting over. Now the bare light frame conversion is getting over. The next operation that Images Plus is doing is normalizing light frames. What it means that if there is any frame which is brighter and the other one which is a little darker, then all the frames will be brought to the same brightness. Otherwise, stacking will not have any effect of the darker frames. Only the brighter frames will contribute to the stacking. And so for before stacking, all the frames need to be brought to the same brightness, and the default function is that the brightness is brought to an average of all the frames. If you go in the folders for Rosette Nebula, you will see now we have another set of files with the prefix BINT, which stands for bare interpolation, and then of course calibrated and converted. Now the normalizing function of all the frames is getting over, and the normalized frames will now be saved. If you go in the folder, you will see that new file with the prefix NL, which stands for normalizing, are being created. Now the operation of normalize light frames is getting over for 99 files. The next operation that Images Plus will be doing is grade light frames according to the star shape. It is at present calculating the star shape, whether it is oval, and what is the eccentricity of whether it is more oval, less oval, or exactly circular. According to the star shape data, Images Plus will decide whether the frame should be included or excluded from the process. Now the grade light frames function is getting over for 99 files. The calculation have been done, and now the files will be saved in the folder. If you go to the folder, you will see that new files are being created with the prefix ASG, automatic star grading, and the file name also mentions the eccentricity of the stars in each frame. So an eccentricity of 999 is considered the best. And now you can see over here that 94 frames out of 99 have been selected. 5 have been dropped because their star shape was not acceptable. All the operations that we had asked Images Plus to do have been completed, and now we can go and align all the images. 94 images are been selected, and the function to do that is called align TSR. TSR stands for translate, scale, and rotate. So align graded image set of 94 images. The align TSR window is slightly complicated for the first time user. Here we have types of alignment. Translate only, that means the images will be shifted in X or Y axis only. Then we have translate plus rotate, that means the images will be shifted in XY axis plus rotation will be done. And finally we have translate scale rotate, that means the images will be shifted, rotated, and also scaled. Sometimes if you are using if you are imaging the same object over a period of 2-3 nights, or using different focal lengths, slightly different focal length, then scaling is also sometimes required. Scaling is also required if the object that you were imaging was on the horizon, and while it was rising, the scale of the sky because of refraction has changed. We will use number of 0.3, and there are 3 methods to align. You can either click all the 3 points, or rather stars, on each image. Second option is you can select the 3 points on one reference image. And finally, the third method is auto star, when everything is done completely automatically. We will select on reference image. I want to show you how it is done. We will first tick on the common correlation point or star and click on the image. So you have to select 3 stars in the image, and you have to take care that all these 3 stars are present in all of the images. So first correlation point, I will bring the square box over this star and click, and you can see that a red rectangle has been made over the star. Then I'm going to go back to the align TSR window and click on common angle defining point or stars, and select a star which is far away from the first star. This one looks bright and it should be present in all the frames, and a blue square appears over the star. And finally, an additional scale defining point or star has to be selected, which should be as far as away from the other 2 stars and we will select this star which will be present in all of the frames, and you can see a green square has been. Now we go back to align TSR window and press align. Here you can sometimes if the frame is very dark, you also have the facility of levels. So before each frame is opened, you have the facility of applying a level just for viewing purposes. So you can apply this level and brighten the frame, but this will be only for viewing purposes, no effect on the final image. Then you can finally click align and the alignment process will begin. 94 frames will be aligned, that means translated, scaled and rotated according to each other, and all the images then will be matched for each star. I'm going to pause the video and come back when the alignment process is getting over. All the 94 light frames have now been aligned, and you can see that maximum translation was about 159 pixels, rotation 0.04 degrees, and scaling was done minus 1.91. The next operation in Images Plus, we can now combine the aligned files, 94 aligned files. There are various methods available in Images Plus. We are going to use Sigma Clipped Average. Press the combine button and the combination will start. In this, it will work on the red data phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, then on the green data phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and finally on the blue data phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then the final single image will be displayed on the screen. This will take about 5 to 7 minutes to complete. I am going to pause the video. Now the combining process is getting over in Images Plus. And the resultant single image will be displayed. You can see that this image is very dark, and now it requires single image processing starting with a stretch so that the Rosette Nebula can be made visible and beautiful. Thank you.